Ciao. This is Nutella, our featured guest. Welcome back to, excuse if you can hear a lot of noise in the background, we are on a main road. But welcome back to episode 2 of Pa and Claire. Our first episode was just a conversation that we had about Woodstock. We've got some time today on this beautiful day, so we thought we'd do another one. And I'm going to surprise my dad with some questions. True. Okay, so we are 7th of March, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 2024. And I thought it would be cool to ask my dad some questions about his life. I'll answer them as well. And we can just get some perspective on who Pa and Claire is and the different generations that we've lived through. Okay.
Sounds good.
My first question to you is, how are you feeling today on the 7th of March? How do you feel?
Hello, Claire. This is Pa. Great to be with you again today. It's been an absolute pleasure taking a nice slow drive out to Ballito and Simbiti in particular to come and be with you and spend time with you. And I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful day here, as you've already mentioned, and life is great. And this is Africa. So, I mean, we have to do things the tough way in Africa. That's why we've got such beautiful weather.
Yeah.
So, you tell me what your first question is, that I do not know what she's going to ask me now. Surprise me.
Okay. So I think why I wanted to do this was because I'm actually immigrating to Ireland in the next month or two. What did I say?
Immigrating.
What's the difference?
Big difference. Immigrating.
You sound like Jacques Clouseau. Hamburger. It's the same thing. So I'm leaving the country in a month or two, and I thought it would be nice to just have this with my dad. So my first question to you is, what was your first ever job?
Oh, okay. Interesting question. By the way, you said you're leaving the country, you're going to Ireland, just for the record. Okay. My first job was straight out of school. I got a job at the post office, the South African post office, yeah. And I can't remember, I think, if I'm not mistaken, my monthly salary was about 600 and something rand.
How much?
Yes, about 600 and something rand was my salary. And then, yes. And then with that money, with my first salary, first pay packet, I went and bought a hafa.
Wow.
A Sansui hafa. And yeah, it was a Lani one in those days. It was special for me. So yeah, my first job was at the post office. I didn't last long though. I got very bored. I think I lasted about 2 months.
Okay.
And then I left of my own free will.
Oh, wow.
Because I was just basically stamping, you know what they do in the post office.
Yeah.
And it was very boring. So I left. But yeah, it was easy to get a job in those days. You could just come out of school and there'd be a job for you.
Yeah. I think so.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, this is asking you about what I was facing in those days, coming out of school, looking for employment, deciding whether to study or not, etc., etc. Now you've been out of school for a few years now. What is your outlook in terms of? I know you're immigrating, okay, but when you came out of school, and were you concerned about whether you'd get a job and what kind of job were you going to get? Or did you know that you wanted to study straight after school?
Good question. I don't even think I questioned studying after school. I think it was something that I wanted to put myself through regardless, as like a net, just a contingency plan to always have that. You can study at any point in your life, but I think it wasn't even a question of whether I'm going to do it or not, because I just wanted to have it there and have it done. And I wasn't really worried about jobs. I don't think I paid much mind to it, but I think that wasn't ignorance. I think it was more I was confident that I'd find something or that I could make something work. There's lots of ways, which I think is also different to maybe back in the day when you were finding jobs and out of school, is there's so many different ways to make money now. And, you know, I think the internet has opened up a lot of doors for people. So I don't think it's crossed my mind as a big concern, just because it was something that like it all works out. Like you find something, or something has to give, you know. So yeah, thanks for that question. Let me see what I'm going to ask you next.
Are you Googling your questions?
Yep.